Hi guys, it's Ian here again. Got another great topic for you today. Before we get into that, I just got something that I really want to show you. And this is the view from where I live. So you're looking out there at the moment, we have the remarkable mountains. This is Lake Wakatipu, down here in Queenstown. You can see down there, lake heading straight down to the south. And if we swing around a bit further, we have Cecil Peak and Walter Peak in there. The lake heads up to the west and then curves back around and heads up to the north again. Now, I'm not showing you this just to show off where I live. It's really the basis for what I want to talk about today, and that's that if you have grand dreams, it can take a little bit of time for them to come into fruition sometimes, and you shouldn't be discouraged by the time that something takes. Now, you'd be hard-pushed to find anyone, I think, that would find this view less than appealing, really. But the fact of the matter is, it's not something that happened overnight. This whole lake is actually 400 meters deep. It's 82 kilometers long and 5 kilometers wide. That there you can see is Cecil Peak, and that's about another 1,500 meters above sea level. So it's quite large scale around here, and this was all actually formed by glaciers. The last glacial period being around about 14,000 years ago. Basically there was these huge rivers of ice that carved their way down this valley, past these mountains, and then down the lake there in front of us. And in fact they were so big, they went down the 400 meters, they completely covered the top of that hill there, and really, really large pieces of ice basically, and this happened over thousands and thousands of years. You know, it's something of great beauty, but it took a very long time for it to happen. On a slightly smaller scale even, have a look over here, we've got some lovely pine trees growing over there. You know, even those have taken maybe 30 years to get to maturity. So they do take time as well, and again they're a thing of beauty. They do take a little bit of time for it to happen. Now, the other point that I want to make about all of this is that it doesn't need to be hard in order for you to make for these things to happen, and for the dreams that you have in your life. You know, you might have some very big, grand dreams, and they might take a little while to come into fruition, but it doesn't need to be hard. It's not as if our pine trees over here, they don't wake up in the morning and struggle and strive and go, right, I've got to grow a little bit taller today. No, they just in flow with what's going on around them. They're drawing in the nutrients from underneath them, the water, the sunlight, and they're growing, and it's just a natural state for them. Even with the glacier, you know, over thousands of years carving away all the rock through here, you know, to do it by man-made machine would be a huge, ridiculous amount of effort and extremely hard, but nature was just going in flow. It's just a river of ice. It naturally flowed downhill, and as it flowed, it carved off pieces of rock and ice. There wasn't any effort on the glacier's behalf to form this region. It just did it. And so really this is really what I wanted to touch on today, is that you might have some huge grand dreams out there, and that is absolutely an awesome thing to have, but it might take a little bit longer than what you originally wanted. You know, there's no such thing as microwave results these days. So, you know, it's okay that it might take a little bit of time, but just remember that it doesn't need to be hard. If you're in flow and you're heading in the right direction, you're going where you're supposed to be going, things will come naturally. You'll know what the next step is to do, and you know, if it starts getting hard or it starts becoming a struggle, then you've probably stepped out of alignment with where you want to end up. So just take a bit of a reassess about what you're doing at the moment, and make sure that you are heading in the right direction, and adjust your path if need be, and continue going that way. So my name again is Ian, living here in the beautiful Queenstown, New Zealand. Another amazing day. Thank you all for joining me, and I'll catch up with you again soon.